I was talking to someone earlier today. Had a young lady come into a treatment. She was 19 years old. First time she'd ever had sex was with the boy she was with. Started at 15. Started talking to her and everything. She was masturbating different places in the facility, different times of the day. So they sat her down and talked to her. And it was like she felt no problem with it. Well, the boyfriend, first thing she'd ever seen was porn. He had her reenact porn. Now, that's abuse to me. We talked to the young lady. It took a while. She understood the same thing. A lot of people out there, they're basing their sex life off of other people, off of pornography. Now, if you're watching pornography, it's bondage, and that's the first thing you see, and that's the first thing that turns you on, you probably aren't going to get excited just having any other type of sex. You know, controlling someone, the reality is there are people out there that control. There are people who like to be controlled. Give up that control when it comes to intimacy, when it comes to sex. Always be careful. But when you're basing what you like off of pornography, because that's what you're brought up on, and social media plays a huge part. Anybody could be on social media and find anything they want. That's the sad part. That's the really sad part. Kids are watching it at many different ages. Kids are growing up mentally a lot faster than they have in years in the past without the social media. But can you blame social media? I don't know. You could always find something to blame. This is a country, I've never lived in any other country, so we can always find something to blame rather than take responsibility. My sex addiction to this day has numbed me in many different ways. It's numbed me to feel for other people at times. It's numbed me to care emotionally. It's created depression. There's nights where I've spent crying. There's nights where I've spent waking up having these horrible dreams about what would happen if I'm doing something with someone and I got in trouble. There's many things of sex addiction. I've lost money. I've lost jobs. It's because I was obsessed with it. I've worked multiple jobs. I've done criminal activity to make money to feed my sex addiction. And one of the things about me, I've always been one of those people that wants to take care of somebody because I always fear someone's going to leave me. There's reality. It's a hard thing to say, hard thing to want to admit to, but I've always feared that. And then I'll just keep that person in my life, you know, just keep them in my life. And knowing that I'm going to text for them, the reality is I know it's situational for many because it's situational for me. But at the same time, I know I'm a caring and giving person, whatever Pearson is, same thing, to other people, especially when I'm in a relationship or I'm spending time with a female. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I myself have to realize that I'm situational to them. No one wants to think that, oh, we're just there for someone to basically fuck us or fuck us whenever they want or use us, male or female. I talk to guys. I'm always amazed when guys talk about one-night stands, macho and stuff. I talk to many men who are devastated after a one-night stand because the woman's never contacted them back, never sent them a text message. And the same thing with women. Even though you both agree, my favorite thing when I was with women in the past in many different situations, a one-night stand, many would look at me and say, have you done this before? It's a one-night stand. We just met each other. I don't even want to know your name. So I knew that there was going to be more involved. I could care less if you were in a gangbang yesterday. That's your life in the past. I'm being honest. Your life with me is completely between us. Many men judge women based on their past, which I find pathetic. There's a guy here in Los Angeles. I'll call him Jimmy the Mooch. And all these women that are in his life, after a certain amount of time, he wants to know how many guys they were with, who they were with. Are the guys that are their friends, have they ever been sexual? Number one, because he's extremely insecure. Number two, he's a sociopath. And number three, he's a pretty vile, pathetic human being. But then he tries to manipulate them, thinking that he's the person they need. And he's so insecure about himself that he has to make them feel bad about themselves. There's nothing to feel bad about if you've enjoyed yourself. If you're out there hurting people, if you're out there doing something wrong with someone, no, you shouldn't feel good. You should never feel bad about whatever number of partners you've been with. If someone said to me today, you know, there's a beautiful lady, she's a virgin, she wants to be with you, I don't know if I'd ever want to be with a virgin. There's nothing against that. I think it's wonderful and beautiful. But last time I checked, I'm not going to be an educational teacher when it comes to actually doing it. I'll educate you on what I like, educate you on things you might not know about. But the reality is, many times people are affected by what other people think, and then when it comes to sex. Look how bad it is in this country when people want to come out and talk about being gay or being bisexual or transgender. People are knocking you down, punching you in the face, telling you you're worthless, telling you you can't do this, you shouldn't be this, it's against the Bible. Last time I checked, God's the one who's made every human being. If you people out there don't think God made people who are gay, who are bisexual, who are transgender, who are whatever definition, really? Y'all talk about free will. Well, I think God helps with the good, and God is part of the bad. This is bullshit. God gave us free will to do what we want. No, people use free will as an excuse to judge, hurt people, put people down. That's just my personal opinion. Most importantly, to me, is for me when I realize that when I'm lonely, that's when I turn to watching porn, constant masturbation. Now, if you really know much about your body, an orgasm is great for male and female all the time. It gets your body going. It's a rush. There's so many beneficial things to having an orgasm. But again, when it affects you mentally, to where if you meet someone and that person's not into what you are, then you're depressed. You look for the next person. You don't take in consideration that person. Go slow. In my life, when it's come to everything, because of me with escorts or me pain, it's like, okay, we're getting together this way. You walk in the door, here's what we're doing. I'm not interested in conversation. I'm not interested in anything else. And I know that they were interested in the money. So it was an equal pay. But I didn't pay you for sex, actually. I paid you to leave. You came to me and you paid to leave as well. Because the money is what you wanted. You got what you wanted. And that's how the relationships have always been. Now, I also know I've got more involved. As I said before, the only person I've ever met in my life that I've ever loved got involved in meeting her through a website. Admitting that still to this day is uncomfortable because I think, gee, that's all I could do is pay someone. But things change once you meet someone. And nothing against that person at all. I don't care what she did back then, prior to me. Nothing against me at all, but it's a way. We all meet in different situations. The mental health issues that come with porn are no different than the mental health issues that come with someone who's just depressed. The same symptoms. The same things happen to us. The same thoughts, suicidal thoughts. When I sit there and I think, gee, no one's attracted to me, so I got to pay them. What a pathetic human being. When I've worked hard, when I've lied to my family, when I've borrowed money, when I've stole money, just to feed the idea of having sex with someone. I could say I'm a pathetic human being. I've made pathetic situations. I've made pathetic choices, yes. But now I've learned that I am who I am. I have to work through these things daily. It might make some sense to some people. It might make no sense to some people.